do that. Hello everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of My Little Pony Vlogs. Today, I'm talking about The Showstoppers, written by Cindy Morrow. Now I know someone's gonna ask, why the hell was I doing that in the beginning? This episode's horrible. This episode is so bad. Remember when I said in my Stairmaster review that I found the Cutie Mark Crusaders idiots and otherwise? They are a full-blown idiot in this one. And that's just being honest. Let's go. The episode begins with Applejack basically taking the Cutie Mark Crusaders to a private part of the farm where she has a treehouse that she used to use. So she's giving the Cutie Mark Crusaders the treehouse as their own official clubhouse for themselves. Of course, the thing is in very bad disrepair. So we skip ahead to Scootaloo basically making a map of Ponyville. You would think they would have that in some cases. And then we get to see Scootaloo's scooter abilities. Now, this I like because it shows off her ability with her scooter. Basically, she uses her wings as a motor for her scooter, and she's actually very talented with her scooter. I'm telling you, she can actually be a professional if she wanted to. So she ends up getting back to the freaking clubhouse, and Apple Bloom has actually been shown that she fixed up the entire clubhouse. She painted it and everything, she sanded it all down, she fixed up all the broken boards, she did everything on the clubhouse and fixed it all up. So we get an idea of Apple Bloom's talent. Now we move on, now they're trying to find Sweetie Belle, who's actually singing a very cool tune. I actually like her singing voice. Sweetie Belle has a really good singing voice. And so we pretty much, here's the problem that I have with this episode already. We get to see the Cutie Mark Crusaders' talents. Now, I can understand hinting at what their talents are, but they didn't hint at what their talents were. They upright showed it in our faces. I mean, think about it. Scootaloo's talent is her scooter, Apple Bloom is good with carpentry, and Sweetie Belle's a good singer. But, unfortunately, they're idiots in this episode. The reason why I say they're idiots in this episode is because not only do they not see where they're good at, they not only not figure out what they're good at in this episode, they end up going to do more random crap. Don't believe me? They do memory games, they do hairstyling, they do taffy, they do all this crazy crap in the entirety of the episode, not realizing that they know their special abilities. So basically what happens is that they get to the library at one point, and then Cheerly and Twilight has an idea. They want them to go into a talent contest, basically help them, discover their talent. But then they come up with the most outrageous things possible, and Twilight just tells them do what they're good at. So they say they will do what they're good at, and they begin getting supplies for the show. So what happens next is after they get all the supplies for the show, they're basically figuring out their roles for the show. Apple Bloom tells Sweetie Belle that she should be the singer, but Sweetie Belle refuses because she has stage fright. I can understand this in some cases, but it's easy to break stage fright. It just takes time. But the thing is that she took Twilight's word way too far to heart. Twilight said to do what you like, and Sweetie Belle said, I like to be my big sister, and she's a designer. That's not what you like. That's someone you like. There's a difference between someone and something. Honestly, I don't know. So basically, Sweetie Belle is the one in charge of costumes. Then, Apple Bloom goes to Scootaloo saying that she should be in charge of the choreography. Since not only does she know how to move in her scooter, she knows how to do tricks and stuff like that. So it's quite possible she's very, agile in many of these cases and knows some good dance moves. But Scootaloo refuses and says she wants to do a rock ballad, telling Apple Bloom to do the dance moves. Apple Bloom admitting that she's not a dancer, but she knows karate. You see the problem with this episode, right, guys? We've seen their talents, and they're going in complete opposite directions. Sweetie Belle should be the singer. Nope, she's designing costumes. Scootaloo should be the choreographer. Nope, she's doing the song. Apple Bloom should be the design. It should be the props and set designer. Nope, she's doing the dances. What the frick? And we see more and more that they don't belong in these talents in multiple ways. One of them is Apple Bloom trying to do a spin, which she fails miserably at. Scootaloo shows her how to do a proper spin, showing that Scootaloo could do the choreography if she wanted to. But she wants Apple Bloom to do it. And of course, Apple Bloom can't do it. Then we move on to Scootaloo trying to do a song using the piano that she has. And Mysterious Mr. Enter came up with this good image of Scootaloo. Basically, at one point, Scootaloo is trying to figure out a song, and she says, I'll never be able to figure out a song, and bangs her head against the piano like this, like, never, never, never! And Mysterious Mr. Enter uses that as his, idiot, idiot, idiot thing. And honestly, I agree with him, because then we get Sweetie Belle coming in to help Scootaloo out in the song department. And of course, this puts into perspective again. Sweetie Belle could sing. She can make the song. But nope, she's doing costumes. And now we move on to Sweetie Belle, who's having a hard time making the dresses and stuff like that. And now we move on to Apple Bloom, who gives her good advice on how to make a dress and how to make the sets and props. Like I said, Apple Bloom could do the sets and props and the costumes. But nope. She's doing the choreography. Do you not see the major problem with this? The Cutie Mark Crusaders in this episode are ungodly stupid. We've seen what their abilities are, and we're just looking at this episode like, why? They know what their talents are, and they're just going in completely opposite directions. A lot of people say this was done for comedy reasons. I'm not laughing. This isn't funny. It's grating. If they hinted at their abilities and then did this, maybe it would be funny. But the fact that they've blown out what their abilities were... Dude, they basically delivered it on a silver platter. I'm not even kidding. They delivered their abilities to us on a silver platter and are basically making us pay extra for it. That's what they're doing. They're just such idiots. And it actually becomes fruition when Applejack goes to see their rehearsal, which ends up being horrible. So what happens next is that we finally move on to the talent show, and of course Twilight has the same reaction as me, finding out that they're all doing the opposite of what they're good at. And now we move on to the freaking song itself, the Cutie Mark Crusaders theme song. This song is horribly off-key. Like, a lot of people know this. This song is horribly off-key. We know it was done intentionally, but I'm sorry, but intentionally making something terrible does not make it better. Want a good example of this do you want a good example of this being true? Jasper Bat Jr. from No More Heroes 2. That boss was designed to be terrible. Suda51 actually admitted this, that the boss was designed to be terrible to make you think that revenge was not a good option. The Autarch of Flame said it perfectly. Having a boss punish you more just because of having a boss punish you more just for it being just for it to be designed to be terrible sounds really patronizing. Well, I'm going to say the same thing. Having the Cutie Mark Crusader theme song being horribly off-key and terrible is really f***ing patronizing. I'm sorry to say, but you don't intentionally make something terrible. It doesn't make it funny. It doesn't make it interesting. It just makes it horrible. Luckily, people have made good remixes of this song, luckily. People have made good remixes of this song, making the horribly off-key song actually sound epic. Listen to the rock version of the Cutie Mark Crusaders theme song. That is good. So what happens is pretty much the whole stage falls apart and everything goes wrong for them and everybody laughs them off the stage. And so they go up for the awards, which there are only 3 awards. You know what I mean. And of course, the Cutie Mark Crusaders win an award. Best comedy. I hate to rip off a nostalgia critic here, but it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny. It's not funny! But like I said, guys, they win best comedy. And you want to know the worst part about this episode? At the end of the episode, they say they learn what their real talents are. So we thought at the end of this episode, oh, they finally realized what they're good at and stuff like that. And they say what they're good at. Comedy. It's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny. It's not funny! Honestly, it ain't funny in the slightest. It's annoying. Yes, I really hit my webcam a few times there. Sorry. But honestly, it ain't funny in the slightest. When they did this at the end of the episode, one of the biggest ass pulls, I think everybody lost respect. I mean, oh my god, was this episode horrible in many cases. The Cutie Mark Crusaders were unlikable, they were idiots, they freaking were obsessing over the Cutie Marks too much, and they were completely blind to their abilities when it was thrown right in our faces. And the best part of it all, it's still happening. This has been happening for 4 seasons now. They still don't have their Cutie Marks and they're completely oblivious to their abilities. I swear to God, if they don't get their Cutie Marks by the end of season 4, whoever writes the Cutie Mark Crusaders, whoever came up with the Cutie Mark Crusaders and came up with this episode, you know, who came up with this episode again? Who came up with this episode today? Cindy Morrow. Cindy Morrow. I swear to God, because of you, they still don't have their Cutie Marks because of this episode showing it in our faces and stuff like that. I swear to God, they don't get their Cutie Marks by season 4. Writers of My Little Pony, if they don't get their Cutie Marks by season 4, I will fight you on the side of the street! And that's why I consider this episode my worst episode of season 1. Yes, I said it. I thought Bridal Gossip was one of the worst episodes of season 1, but after rewatching Showstoppers, I can now honestly admit this is my most hated episode of season 1. And considering how much I love the Cutie Mark Crusaders, that's a freaking accomplishment. Writers, please give them their Cutie Marks in season 4. Or at least one of them. Something. Give us something. Because honestly, I'm tired of waiting, and so is half of the fandom. Okay, I got a little bit too emotional with this video, but can you blame me? Anyways, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and I'll see you all for my next My Little Pony vlog. So until next time, take care.